How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffle Rowlett and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another video talking about some of the HISUIAN forms we could see in Legends Arceus. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get started. So first up has got to be this amazing design by none else than HISUIAN. HISUIAN put together just this incredible idea of what essentially would be a Chimcho, I guess, evolution, which would be Shiko or Bonshisho, which is based on a Japanese Bonsho and wind chime. And man, this thing looks incredible. Now, honestly, is this a necessary Pokemon for us to get, or an evolution or form? Not really, but personally, I love this design. It just stuck out a lot, and I wouldn't mind seeing this thing roaming around like in the wild in Pokemon, but also, its design does fit with the theme and everything. I mean, we are going back to essentially a Japanese region in this case, with Hisui being clearly based on, well, it is Sinnoh, which Sinnoh is based on Hokkaido, which is the most northern part and the most northern, I guess, province and area of Japan. So it only makes sense then that a lot of the stuff we see there would be things that relate to Japanese culture, and this gives me that more Japanese cultural vibe to it, which I personally love, and I think this would actually add a lot to just the overall group of Pokemon we'll be seeing in this game. So I think this would be a cool form. Then we have just one of the most incredible things ever. This is put together by Pokesquad Universe, who essentially created these designs that sort of kind of give or take show you what it would look like if Entei, Suicune, and Raikou would all, like the legendary dogs or beasts or whatever you want to call them, what they would look like if they were these ancient versions, right? Like these ancient like versions of themselves. And here's what he puts together basically. Dex entry. So Interior, native to the Hisui region, Interior is a calm, gentle Pokemon, part of the canine family of the region. They're found typically in small households and are often called protectors of women and children. So maybe Professor Laventon took it to the Johto region in his journey and led to it dying and burning in the burnt tower, that being a reason for it being revived, and then that creating Entei, Suicune, and Raikou, instead of it being based on the evolutions that got killed there, the theory that exists for that. Like, this is such a cool concept, but he also has the same thing for another one, which is Sainu, which is part of the canine family found in the Hisui region. This canine Pokemon is typically used by shamans and hospitals such as Pokemon centers, and this was due to the healing capabilities by manipulating water. It is regarded as one of the Hisui's most useful Pokemon to humans, and even has a statue made for these canine Pokemon. And again, another really cool concept. And then finally we have Cairo, or this canine dog, is a very respected Pokemon throughout the Hisui region, even though they tend to ignore orders most of the time. Cairo is mostly known as the flashlight Pokemon. This is because of the usefulness of its electrifying, blinding flashes. Many trainers who are able to tame this Pokemon will often take them to explore caves and dungeons. Again, a really cool concept. The idea of actually having the legendary dogs essentially serve as just basic Pokemon, normal Pokemon, right? Them being normal, but then him taking them to the Johto region and them essentially dying there in the tower, 3 of them, caused them to be revived by Ho-Oh, and when being revived, those Pokemon ended up being the Entei, Raikou, and Suicune that we know of today. I think that is such a cool idea, man. Like, it's such a unique idea for what these Pokemon could be based on. That whole theory about it being evolutions that died, Vaporeon, Jolteon, and I think it was Flareon, right? That's the original theory, that's what they're based on, that those 3 essentially passed away, and that's what we ended up getting. But this would even be cooler and just kind of, retcon that theory, but make more explained of a logic behind it. So personally, I love this idea. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on it though. And then we have another design by the Aussie artist, who's a talented lad who basically put together what he thinks would be a really cool idea for a Litwick, Hisuian form. So here's what we have. So Litwick, Lampent, and Chandelure, almost based them off of paper lanterns, but this idea seemed more original. Today is also my birthday, so pretty fitting I posted them today, because Chandelure is one of my favorite of all time. Enjoy. This is honestly a fantastic design, mate. I personally love this. So the Aussie artists, essentially what they're more based on is more like old lights, like old school lights, like kind of made out of I feel like these are either those made out of, I guess, the metal ones, or the ones made out of clay. That's kind of the feeling I get. But we do see some moss on them as well, clearly that they're older and they've been around for a while. Or these could also be made out of rock, by the way. That's also a possibility. But nonetheless, this is such a cool idea, man. Just having them kind of mossy and old, it's so unique, and maybe also helps them kind of like, you know, fit in with everything in its surroundings, like around people and humans and stuff. They fit in really well because, well, they match all the actual, literal, real lamps and stuff that exist around humans. Also, changing his typing to fire rock makes sense. So yeah, I guess my point of it being based on something else doesn't make a lot of sense. It's clearly based on rock. That's pretty obvious. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts and opinions on that? Let me know in the comment section down below, and let's move on to the next one. Next up is a design by Bromo Jumbo, who put together a HISUIAN Honedge. Now, this particular Honedge is much shorter compared to its Kalos counterpart, but its smaller size makes it much quicker when attacking. Its whole theme is based off of a samurai dagger, with its sheath resembling a face of swords. I always enjoyed how the original Honedge's sheath looked almost like a face with the edging on the sword, and most Honedge variants I've seen haven't really tapped into that aspect. And man, this is such a cool concept, honestly, like this dagger feeling to it, like, and also the way he's kind of like twisted it around and added this extra like thingy, like this little rope thing that kind of sticks out from them. It makes me really feel like this could definitely be a sort of, how would I even put this, like definitely like a Japanese type dagger, similar to like what the ornaments look like on a lot of Japanese like samurai swords. That's kind of the feeling I get and the vibe I get when looking at this. So what are you guys' thoughts on it? I personally think this is a cool concept and one of those Pokemon that would actually really fit with the theme of the whole region and everything, and would really look cool in a Pokemon team. And finally, we have a design by Zorneo Region, who put together a Hisuian Baltoy and its evolution, which would be Iron Doll. Now, this is really cool. They are basically iron dolls made by an ancient civilization that are brought to life by a mysterious ray of energy. They are known to aid the Iron and Mind clans, and they're inspired by the Jomon Dogu figures. Now, also, another thing that's interesting about these that I think is really cool that he put together is that we do actually see a purple kind of design of, I guess, a clay doll or whatever, or a ball toy, whatever it is. We do see that kind of design on the Professor Laventon's hat. We see that on his hat. So it wouldn't actually be too out of the question here to assume that maybe we could actually see a form of this Pokemon in one way or shape, or an evolution that might fit with the, you know, his hat or of some sorts. Like, I think it's actually a possibility. I think it could be pretty cool. And honestly, man, why not? This is one of those Pokemon that's just kind of there. Why not give it some extra love? Personally, I'm on board for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today's video, ladies and gents. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, then drop a like down below. Make sure to check out all the artists, which will be linked in the description down below. Go check them out. Go give them some love, please. It would be really appreciated. They all deserve it. But also, before we end today's video, guys, the question of the day, which is, out of all the Pokemon from Generation 3, which one would you want to see a brand new Hisui form for? Which out of the Generation 3 Pokemon do you want to have a new Hisui form for? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.